starting to record on it. We'll see. Alright, so today is the 29th of January, 2023. And, I forgot to oil my chain. I forgot to do something. Oh well, it'll have to work. Alright, so, got the action cam. We're going to check out business opportunities here on the beach. I like this property mix. This building here, it just has what I'm looking for in a business. It has a parking lot, it's got road frontage visibility, it's got a sign that's damaged, and probably they're not allowing people to fix these signs because they're too close to the power lines. There's probably some kind of new rule. Anyway, I've seen a lot of businesses in various states of like the approval to get things fixed. So I have a feeling things are starting to happen a little quicker here in Fort Myers Beach, because I know, it's practically February, and so you got February, March, April, May, really 4 months until potential the rainy season kicks off again. So February, March, April, May, exactly. Because sometimes the rainy season could start like in the middle of May. And for some reason this year it looks like it will do that, because this has been an exceptionally dry winter. And when you have dry winters, then the rainy season starts early in Florida. To the right of me, I left. Wait. Well, it's the right and left. To the right, they've taken away half of these manufactured homes, but half of them are still here. On the left of me, I see one more rental in a place where there used to be about 40 rentals. There's about 5 people renting right now. I said to myself today's going to be a day where I look for business opportunities. So I'm going to try to focus on not running over nails. I just avoided one there. They're all over the place. So I'm going to look for opportunities now most of the opportunities in Fort Myers Beach are going to be food truck opportunities. So if you can acquire a food truck, I know they're expensive right now, but that's a lot cheaper than going through the tremendous amount of hurdles that you would have to go through in Fort Myers Beach to get a occupational license and insurance. So having a food truck is minimal amount of occupational license, insurance, so it makes sense. I mean, with 5 gallons of gas, so it's going to cost you what, $30-$40 a day for electricity. It's kind of worth it. The only bad thing is that, of course, you have to make special runs to either the bank or you have to take your garbage with you. Basically, a lot of places here don't have garbage bins that throw your garbage in and then just take off. So the food truck, you can't bring your garbage with you. Some of this garbage could be enormous. Yo Taco is a good example of a successful business that unfortunately got wiped out, but they managed to put a food truck in its place. And they're probably doing more business now with the food truck than before. But that's only going to last so long. So they got probably 2 years. But who knows? Maybe they have some special circumstances. going down to Naples. There was three garage sales in North Naples today, but usually 10 is my minimum. I don't want to. If there was a community sale, yeah, I would go, but just 3 garage sales now. Now I was thinking about going over to West Palm Beach, checking out Trump's house and going beach bicycling over there. I don't know, gas was just a little bit higher than I would like it to. If gas was like 20 cents a gallon less, if it was like $2.99, I would have gone over there. So I'll just keep that for another weekend. I know people are getting tired of me videotaping Fort Myers Beach all the time. Alright. So it took me some time to get out here today. I was doing some work around the house. I have to dig a trench because I'm submerging my electricity from overhead to underground. So I was going to get one of those ditch weasels, but yeah, those things would take about maybe 20 minutes to dig the whole trench. But I guess I'm going to be a week-long trench digger. I mean, it's going. Once I get the hole down to basically 2.5 feet, then it's easy to start going horizontally. The problem is I'm trying to save all the dirt so I can fill the hole up again. That's going to be a challenge. Got a pizza box. Alright, so now these 2 places ahead of me, if you rent them, these are 2 good locations for surf shops or ice cream stores. Especially that one straight ahead. That one is an ice cream store. This one looks like a surf shop. Winds, this would be a good place for a surf shop on the right. I don't know if they're going to reopen it. But it's got all the, it's got the location, it's got the parking. Lynn Hall Park is still closed, so traffic patterns are a little changed in this area, so you're not going to get as many people if Lynn Hall Park remains closed. I owned a restaurant. When Lynn Hall Park closed, half of my business evaporated. So that's another thing. And probably, when I owned my business here in '89, we had a 7-Eleven over here. 7-Eleven's closed. I mean, gone. It's closed and wiped out. And some of the hotels here are wiped out. So it's worse off now if you own a business here. So landlords have got to understand that. I mean, real estate is not valued because you have property by the water. It's valued because there's a perceived value of how to make money. And when all the parking is closed, here, the 7-Eleven on the right-hand side wiped out, 7-Eleven is gone, there's less perceived value. So a commercial property is based on perceived value, and if there's less perceived value, it's worth less. I mean, unless you think, as a commercial property owner, you're rich enough to pay those exorbitant taxes and you could weather it to the next good cycle. Cycles usually come in 20 years. So, you know, I'm not saying that you have to wait 20 full years, but right now we're at the top of a bubble, the top of a real estate bubble in both commercial and residential property, at least here in Fort Myers Beach. See, I'm looking all around here. Again, I love this Best Western Plus. I wish I could make that into a casino. It's still closed though. And I see there's a lot of appraiser markers going on, so people are buying the property. And developers could be appraising it too to put in their utilities. I mean, you're never going to find this. So many developers are down here. Some of them came over here temporarily just because the economies in their state were horrible, and they're not going to leave. They understand there's at least 5 good more years here of solid construction. Okay, I'm looking down. Bodwich Pass is still closed. So again, it's just going to be it's only about 10:15 in the morning, so we have a beautiful morning light. And again, the sun is exceptionally bright, so there's something going on in outer space to cause the sun to be exceptionally bright. There has to have been maybe a couple comets that had trails of water, and the water is between the Earth and the Sun, and or it could be a solar flare. One of the two, where something's going on that's causing the light to be exceptionally bright. And again, what I've noticed is that every week I come down here, there's more and more open space. Like right here on the right, beautiful property. Used to be a home there. Here used to be a home. Gone. Beautiful property. On the left too. We're turning around right here because the seat car is turning around down there. Anyway, Pig Shell is in great shape, so it's hardly, except for the homes right by the pier there. They've been wiped out, but again, that's good for Pink Shell because now they don't need a demolition permit. So it's already been demolished, ready for them to build. Right here on the right-hand side, this hotel, second floor looks like it's rentable. That's the thing, you know. See, the people are living outside, the people that are doing the renovation, they're living on site. It's going to take a lot of work. That's the back of the condo. See, all the porches, all the concrete slab porches were wiped out. So that's going to require a lot of drilling and putting rebarb in there, and I don't know. Or no more porches. That's probably what they're going to aim for, because the porch is just going to, but that's the thing though. You put your wet bathing suit out on the porch, it dries. That's the reason why you have it. You don't want to put wet bathing suits in the bathroom all the time. It's just going to stink up the bathroom and get in the way. Anyway, coming up, there's I love this property. I love this property. This is nice. Right here on the right-hand side, all this property. There's that kiddie pool. It survived, but it's perfect. I put the casino around it, and the kiddies can go in the kiddie pool. It's Best Western, I'm telling you. This is a beautiful location. And now you can buy up the property across the street, put a parking garage in. This could be some of the rooms. I put the casino on either the left side or the right side. This side over here would probably be a better side because it's closer to the parking garage and closer to Lynn Hall Park. So eventually when that opens, people can walk down. Not that you want to pay for parking. Right. We're going to change it up a little bit. I'm looking over towards some of these roads, and a lot of homes have been knocked down. The road that runs parallel to Estero Boulevard, just to the left of me, I'm noticing a lot of homes have knocked down. Again, the homes that were built, people spent $2 or $3 million building them with pre-stretched concrete slabs, tall enough, 20 feet above mean high tide. They survived. And now that, unfortunately, sets the standard. So people who need to restore their homes almost have to ante up $2 million just to get it to where, that's the problem. Those rich homes survived. So now they're going to make the building codes such that since those homes survived, every attribute about how and why that home survived is going to be nailed into the building codes, which is a $2 million worth building code. So they're going to prevent people who are, basically average Joe workers from affording to live on the beach. All right, so they took a lot of poinsettias down from the palm tree. So now it's still can't get on the beach. So you have a portrait guy, you have a lot of porta potties. I like how the beach comes right up to the walk though. See, this is the end of Pier 1 and Topo Mast and Dairy Queen and Palaka and Pete's Time Out, West Coast Surf Shop. West Coast Surf Shop though has a manufactured
spot there. That is awesome.
spot there. That is awesome.
Enterprising in there.
People are enterprising in there.
So they put a manufactured place.
So they put a manufactured place in there. It looks like it's bathrooms, and it's got
something there. Maybe a kitchen.
It's got something there. Maybe a kitchen. Now they're charging $10 to park here.
Now it's $10.
It used to be free, but now it's $10.
People don't know why they are parking here.
People don't know why they are parking here because there's no place now to. There's very little bathrooms. Everyone used to use Dairy Queen bathroom. Dairy Queen. There's really no place. There's no reason to park here anymore. There's no pier. There's no bathrooms. There's no eatery. There's no 7-Eleven. So
Times Square
actually has taken it on the chin. If you open up the Times Square right now,
the reason why folks park offshore.
The reason why boats park offshore
is because there's a bathroom on shore.
There used to be a lot of boats that parked in front of Lanakai because there was a public bathroom right there. Not really a public bathroom, but Lanakai allowed everyone to use their bathroom. So boats would park offshore and use their facilities and buy stuff, and that's how it works. Times Square is nothing right now. It's got
that one manufactured home.
That's it. Here's a place, a surf club. This business is interesting, but I see that the roof needs to be replaced. You're already incurring $35,000 right there. And who knows if you're going to get a permit because they could say that the building is more than 50% destroyed. Okay, the old silver sand. Still got the old concrete. It's got level grade on it. Here's two parcels for sale. Contact Tom McNan. Magnet
7-Eleven on the left-hand side.
The old 7-Eleven on the left-hand side. Still fenced in and graded. They just don't want people parking there. Same thing go over here. They put, I don't know, it's close to a brand new fence, but it is expensive chain link fence.
People are parking over here.
People are parking over here for free by the tuna skin. Lanakai still not open parking. They're charging $10 for parking across the street from Lanakai. Looks like two people have chosen to do that. And the Yo Taco is still pretty good. Again, there's no bathrooms. Porta potty in the back there. I see a little porta potty in the back there. I see there's $10 for parking over here. Beach parking. I'm experiencing a headwind. The wind, I'm experiencing a headwind. So when I bicycle back on the beach, I'm going to tell you. I'm trying to charge $15 for parking over here. This beach parking. This is big now. They must have just bought the other property thinking that they could make a goal. Here, $20 a day over here. Wow, good luck on that one. Again, there's no reason for people to park here. There's no reason for people to park here because there's no bathroom, there's no 7-Eleven. There's no bathroom and no 7-Eleven. Now, let me show you where there is free parking. And there is a reason.
This is the new center.
And it's right over here. This is the new center of Fort Myers Beach right now. So,
see this house straight ahead?
See this house straight ahead? Yeah, $10 parking all day. They're trying to get people to pay for parking here. $10 all day here.
Well, they may own that lot.
They may own that lot. This house right here. These stilts are listed. They're about 6 inches to a foot off vertical. This is an investment opportunity. This is a road here. This is actually a little road here. It goes all the way down to Lanakai. Just right now, it's in various stages of demolition.
See, look, there was an inlet being cut here.
See, look, there was an inlet being cut here. Right here. You see that. But if you see this,
This house right here.
This house right here. Staircase.
But it's listed like that.
But it's listed like that.
You have to dig a hole on this side.
You have to dig a hole on this side.
I'm pretty sure they did this already once.
I'm pretty sure they did this already once to this place. I'm pretty sure I saw the news back in Hurricane Charlie, or wherever this thing was built. And it's a wooden structure, so it's amazing that it survived. It's a concrete piling with a wooden structure.
And I can see that
the waves did make it up to that first floor. So it's probably trashed inside. It's probably not even worth considering. This place is going to come down.
But you have to dig the holes on this side of the.
But you have to dig the holes on this side
of
all 15 on this side.
4 to 6 feet down.
The holes have to be about 4 to 6 feet down and wide enough for the whole post. And then you have to put some kind of straps on each one of these posts.
And you have to have hydraulic presses that pull.
So you have to have hydraulic presses that pull
and then you have to have
pull all these. And then you have to have a leveling device to determine when they're up straight.
They're not like crooked
But they just need to be pulled this way. They're not like crooked that way. They're just pushed that way. So this needs to be pulled back.
But who knows? Maybe Fort Myers
Fort Myers Beach will give you a pass right here.
This is showing up. This parking right here.
This is showing up. This parking right here is potentially not part of this parking lot.
There's a guy over there looking at me like,
Hey, you're off a bicycle. You gotta pay $10. This is where
you can park up here.
So you can park up here for free. It's all right.
Anywhere over here, free.
Anywhere over here, it's free on the side. Park.
I'm not sure. I mean, this is the road.
And I'm not sure. I mean, this is the road, so they may give you a ticket if you block the road. But
and over here,
who's to say where the road is? And over here, it's free. It is kind of like an access point where trucks are going to drive on the beach, but you could park over here. So no one's going to say anything.
This little place here has got.
This little place here has got
water,
food. It's got some water. It's got some bathrooms. So this is the new center of Fort Myers right here. Probably see any of these spots here. Probably park along the side of the road.
Definitely park over here along this side.
You definitely park over here along this side. Over here.
Watch those nails.
But watch those nails.
You might want to bring a broom.
That's no problem. You might want to bring a broom with you to go down the beach.
There still is little
areas that you can squeeze yourself into. This place across the street, this whole mall, this is a good investment. If the second level is still intact, that is. First level is toast. The first level, I would make the first level into a flea market, an indoor flea market. And the second level, I would rent it out. Over on the left here, there's a hardware store, it's still wiped out. I already looked at the foundation, it's toast. I knocked it down. But any real estate you see on the left or right,
right now,
it's available.
On the left here,
right now, see on the left here? Look at this place.
You got well, this place across the street. You got they did bike rails in there. That's all wood.
They did bike rails in there. That's all wood. That needs to come down. There's no way you can salvage that. And then you had
leaky tiki over there. And that's gone. Problem is that real estate here is still very expensive. Now, with interest rates, and I've talked to a couple people,
I've talked to a couple people
already about potential deals.
potential deals. No one is considering seller financing, so you can almost cross that off as an idea. That would really make the place. I mean,
there's a lot of risk
there's a lot of risk in a seller assuming seller financing, because the buyer could say, I already paid him off, and then litigate, and whoever has the best lawyer wins. Has nothing to do with right versus wrong. That's the problem. So I understand the seller's point of view. You know, if a lot of money is at stake,
they want to be cashed out.
You know, they want to be cashed out.
And
rightfully so.
Should have deep pockets.
People with deep pockets should have deep pockets.
Here on the left, people are parking for free.
Here on the left, people are parking
So that's
for
a
free.
smart place to park.
So that's a smart place to park.
You can easily walk to the beach through.
And you can easily walk to the beach through some of these places here.
Diamond Head is open to a couple people.
Diamond Head is open to a couple people. I see a lot of employee cars, but I know that some of these are tourists. I see a lot of out-of-state license plates.
I know that they're tourists. Tri-Power on the
I
left.
know that they're tourists. Tri-Power on the left. That's the most amazing success story in Fort Myers Beach. They got their two buildings here up and going. They had a building by the Midpoint Dry Cleaners and or Mid Island Dry Cleaners and
Auto Wash place. That was totally
Auto
wiped
Wash
out.
place.
But
That was totally wiped out. But that's actually a place I've been looking at. So I know they're not going to sell it. They got plenty of money. They don't
want
need
to
to
sell the
sell.
competition like
Plus,
this.
they don't want to sell the competition like
real estate office there.
because that would open up another real estate office there, and the last thing they want is a real estate office. But this place here,
I'd be looking at this place. This is a good spot.
I'd be looking at this place. This is a good spot. Armando's daycare used to be here. That building has to be knocked down. They probably want to keep it because
that's probably one of the oldest buildings here in Fort Myers Beach.
that's probably one of the oldest buildings here in Fort Myers Beach. And look at that chimney.
Anymore. Made of
You're not going to find chimneys like that anymore. Made of
coral
coral.
concrete.
Coral and concrete.
Just reminds you how devastating the hurricane.
Just reminds you how devastating the
look over
hurricane
there.
was.
That's the
And then look over there. That's
to,
the second floor to
the Shamrock.
the Shamrock.
That's sitting way over there.
That's sitting way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
not going to rebuild these things anytime
It's a whole
soon.
block.
The nice thing about this is that it's a whole block.
Whole block frontage.
This is a
So
whole,
this would be
whole
good for a
block
7-Eleven.
frontage. So this would be good for a 7-Eleven, to tell you the truth. Any 7-Eleven coming in here. It's fantastic. So anyway. Now some of these properties, they lost partial. There was some structures here that they lost. And the only way you really can tell is you go to Lee County Property Appraiser and look and see
where the property lines are.
where the property lines are, and if there was any subdividing.
Yeah, we just passed by an old 7-Eleven.
Yeah, we just passed by an old 7-Eleven.
I'm not forgetting whether this was a 7. This was a 7-Eleven.
I'm not forgetting whether this was a 7. This was a 7-Eleven on the left-hand side here. But
7-Elevens have come and gone.
7-Elevens have come and gone.
50 years I've known this place.
For the 50 years I've known this place, it's come and gone.
See, look, here's, now, if you're looking to just
See, look, here's now. If you're looking to just rent,
they're for sale.
these places are for sale. And putting a screen back on takes no effort, no time at all. You put a screen on in less than 10 minutes.
Windows.
You got some broken
But
windows.
if you just want to rent it in the winter
But
time,
if you just want to rent it in the wintertime, and you get some cool air right now at night.
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Got a
this is
bathroom,
not too
cool
bad.
air at night, running
It's
water.
got a bathroom, cool air at night, running water.
Per se. I mean, yeah, you do.
We don't need electricity per se. I mean, yeah, you do, but
These would be good investment opportunities.
these would be good investment opportunities. These two buildings right here on the right-hand side.
They don't have red things slapped on the front.
They don't have red things slapped on the front of them. They were just recently painted, so it's fooling the Fort Myers Beach Fire Marshal. Fire Marshal thinks because they were just recently painted that they're all right. And they used to have a lot of brush around them, and the brush is all wiped out. So the landscaping has already been done. All the weeding.
Took everything.
And the Hurricane Ian just took everything and pushed it into a Hurricane Pass.
A lot of these places they've had haircuts.
See, a lot of these places they've had haircuts. All the trees and bushes and
Now,
stuff.
on the left-hand side here, this world.
Now on the left-hand side here, this Royal Scoop. I'm surprised they're not reopening because everyone is looking for ice cream. Ice cream right now on the beach. You'd make a mint.
They got wiped out, but they were selling.
Killwinds, they got wiped out, but they were selling ice cream for $8 to $9, $10.
A little cup.
A little cup.
Call it 2 scoops.
I was like, if you call it 2 scoops, okay, call it 2 scoops. Mark a scoop.
I have to look over here again.
Must be have to look over here again at Beach Connection. Because I love this location. You know, being right next to the church on a Sunday or even a Saturday afternoon.
Sell ice cream here.
If you sell ice cream
have
here,
a good crowd.
you would have a good crowd because people would leave the church, come for their ice cream, and then walk with their ice cream on the beach.
If you sell it in a cup, even better.
And if you sell it in a cup, even better because that's what they want to do. They want to walk onto the beach.
Now this is interesting.
And they want to eat their ice cream while they're
This
walking.
beach access is open.
Now this is
You look down
interesting.
this road, it's open.
This beach access is open.
There's
If you
no,
look down this road, it's open.
There's no
There's
preventing you
there's
from walking
no
down the beach. There's no barricade.
sign
There's no chain link
preventing
fence.
you from walking down the beach. There's
That's
no
it.
barricade. There's no chain link fence.
And I'm
That's
surprised
interesting.
people haven't parked there at Beach Connection. So this is a.
And I'm surprised
not
people
necessarily
haven't
free
parked there at Beach
location,
Connection because this is a, it's not necessarily a free location, but it is a
but anywhere
location.
there's a church, people like to park.
Anywhere where there's a church,
They don't
people
have
like to
the,
park for
gall
free.
to-
Churches don't really charge. They don't have the gall to give people tickets. Right, on the right-hand side, there's Mom Home Cooking. Again, it's a food truck. And the thing is that the real estate office has a, it's called a lair.
Parking lot survived the hurricane.
They had a good parking lot. Parking lot survived the hurricane.
People are parking
And,
on the side.
So people are parking over here on this side. Ready to go to the beach and see.
Beach chairs.
Just bought their food. Now they're getting their beach chairs and blankets and they're down on the beach.
Apple by the sea. They're not going back anytime soon.
Apple by the sea. They're not going back anytime soon. All the electricals wiped out.
Like this place.
They're going to have to demolish the entire
The
building.
new portion of the
Like this place
the
here.
Lee County,
The new portion of the Lee County, the Fort Myers Beach Administration survived. But not by much. So the new portion is way down here where the kind of like the gray wall is. This rainbow color over here. This is the old building, and that is completely toast. So
Now, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to move to another location or not.
now I don't know if they're going to move to another location or not. But
The real estate to be bought up.
it would be good if they would allow the real estate to be bought up. At least some of these to open up another supermarket because just having one Publix down here on the beach is not enough. You need to have another one.
Redeveloped.
A lot of these properties on the beach are going to be redeveloped into
if not hotels,
multi-family properties.
More people squeezing
If not hotels or big condominiums, you're going to have that many more people squeezing out here on the beach. So I would expect the density to double on the beach.
Now, I like this property.
And that's going to force even more. Now, I like this property right here.
I thought this was a government property. But
I thought this was a government property.
I gotta investigate this.
But
it's like too good to be true.
I gotta investigate this because this is like too good to be true. It looks like a jail. Look at the bars in the windows.
It's there.
You know what? That's perfect for a real estate office. It's there. It's like turnkey. I just
Go to my real estate office.
It's got a nice big parking lot. People can park and go to my real estate office, and they can go to the beach. I like it. Look how big this place is.
It's got power connected.
I like how it's got power connected.
A Comcast cable going right to it.
I see a Comcast cable going right to it.
It's got its own little power pole.
Yep. It's got its own little power pole.
Let's see. I gotta investigate it. That'd be great.
Let's see. I gotta investigate.
That'd be like a satellite
That'd be
real estate
great.
office.
That'd be like a satellite real estate office.
Another thing I've noticed is a lot of these
Okay, now here's something.
hotels are struggling.
Another thing I've noticed is a lot of these mom and pop hotels are struggling to reopen.
The parking lot.
This one, they've done a fantastic job cleaning the parking lot. They always have bags of garbage. This, whatever, beach shell in.
They just lucked
Doing a fantastic job. They just lucked out because they had two big hotel or condos around them that
the beach
kind
shell.
of buffered them a little bit.
I can see
Yeah, the
that
beach
it's
shell in.
still far from the open.
I can see they're still far from the open, but then they need new air conditioners, and this is going to cost them a pretty penny. Just an air conditioner alone. Even if they get the cheap ones for $600 a piece, and they need 20 of them.
Plus installation.
Wow. It's $12,000 minimum. Plus installation. That's another $12,000.
I mean, if they go out and buy those Panasonic air conditioners.
I mean, if they go out and buy those Panasonic air conditioners for $400, if they're lucky, they might be able to get a drop shipment from Alibaba,
Good about it.
but they're still going to have to install them.
The Panasonic ones will use
The only thing good about it is that the Panasonic ones will use 110, so they can plug it in themselves. They won't necessarily need to install it as
over here,
220.
La Villa Resort.
Now over here, this La Villa Resort, this is
Oh, the pile of dirt is going down. Hold on, we're going to take a little deviation.
the pile of dirt is going down. Hold on, we're gonna take a little deviation. We'll get back to this Villa Resort in a second.
They're loading up these big
Check
trucks
out
and
over
they're
here.
taking them off the island.
They're loading up these big trucks and they're taking them off the island.
And the big trucks are
I noticed a couple big trucks were leaving the island full, and big trucks were coming onto the island here empty.
This mound used to be 80 feet plus high.
And look
Now I look that
this
they're
mound used to be
sorting the
80 feet plus high,
dirt. Oh wow!
and now I see that they're sorting the
entire
dirt.
mound is gone.
And oh wow, like almost the entire mound is gone. This is amazing.
This is the school back here.
This is the school back here.
Look at
Here's the see, look at this. See how they're filling that truck up there? See, they're dropping stuff into that truck.
that whole field was
It
covered.
used to be a huge mound. Literally. That whole field was covered with it.
I see got 2 John Deere's going.
It's amazing. So I see you got 2 John Deere's going. That's amazing.
Well, I would say by summertime, those mounds.
Well, I would say by summertime,
they may just leave them here.
those mounds, I was thinking that they may just leave them here because there's still homes like this home here. It needs to come down.
Too much structural damage.
There's no way they're going to rebuild this. It's received too much structural damage. Look at that. It's got a ceiling fan hanging.
I mean, if somebody allows you to buy
The porch
this,
is completely wiped out.
more power to them.
I mean, if somebody allows you to buy this,
I like the concrete.
more power to them.
That's like one of the good things. But,
you know, I like the
rails,
concrete
like,
staircase.
look,
That's
there's
like one of the good things. But
thing
is that
with-
wooden rails about to go? Look, there's a
ceiling
tiki
fans
hut
hanging from it.
thing with
That's the
with
tiki hut thing I've been looking
ceiling
for.
fans hanging from it. That's a tiki hut
I
thing
know
I've
where
been
that came
looking
from.
for.
That's worth money right there. If you want to
I don't know where
open up a
that came
business,
from.
you need a roof. Somebody's
That's
willing
worth
to
money right
sell
there. If
that
you
or
want to
give
open up
that
a
to
business, you
the
need a
property.
roof. Somebody's willing to sell you that or give you that to get it off their property. And all you need to do is get some more telephone poles and make the outer supports, and
basic
then
wood around it if you're allowed to.
put some whatever, just basic wood around it if you're allowed to. This home too is going to come down. It's there's too much structural damage to it. Look at this. See that? I mean, look at how it's like. Yeah, there's no way they can keep that. That's coming down. So
So anyway, here's the little villa resort. Keep on looking at that. Sad, tragic.
So anyway, here's the little villa resort. Keep on looking at that. It's sad, tragic. You know, it's a family mom and pop resort. You know, it was just getting off its feet, but
The luck of the draw.
you know, just the luck of the draw.
Take over old properties and try to make a go of
You know, you take over old properties, you try to make a go of it, and then
nature throws you a curveball. And
bingo. Bingo, nature throws you a curveball and you're done.
Alright, so here's the Fort Myers Beach
Alright, so here's the Fort Myers Beach Library on the left. It's showing low
I
tide.
came here
I
once
don't
and
believe
it was showing high tide, but it's not.
I came here once and it was showing
not
high
in
tide,
agreement with
but
what's actually
it's not in agreement with what's actually happening.
Still, I'm looking. There's more trash mounds.
And still, I'm looking, and there's more trash
Here,
mounds.
looking at this Secret Plaza.
So,
This
like
again would
here,
be
looking
a
at this
really good
Secret
investment
Plaza.
opportunity for someone.
this again would make a really good investment opportunity for someone.
They need
Because they need restaurants, they need mini marts, they need places that they can open 7-Eleven up in. And this Seagrave Plaza, believe it or not, has the potential. But look, all this stuff came from it. That's insulation.
The support beam.
They took out a lot of the support beams.
It looks like they took out all the windows. It looks like they're in the.
It looks like they just took out all the windows. It looks like they're just about ready to put new windows in and put new ductwork, new electrical.
It's going to cost them at least $1 million.
Yeah, it's going to cost them at least $1 million to do all that.
But if you're the only strip mall on this side of the island,
but if you're the only strip mall on this side of the island, it's worth it. A sea of glass, porcelain, nails.
On the left-hand side,
be careful. Keep concentration. On the left-hand side, this agency title, access title agency, Sun National title. It's a nice building.
This building here, I wanted to rent.
Right here, this building here, I wanted to rent.
This was separate right here. I looked at the.
This was separate than the. I looked at
property
the
appraiser, and this was not part of the Fort Myers Beach.
The property appraiser, and this was not part of the Fort Myers Beach RV Park or the Red Coconut Red Coconut RV Park.
It's just nothing.
But unfortunately now, it's just nothing.
So sad thing about the Fort Myers Beach RV Park and the Red
Coconut. Sad thing about the Fort Myers Beach RV Park and the Red Coconut.
I don't know why they're doing that, but they're ripping up the concrete slabs.
I don't know why they're doing that, but they're ripping up the concrete slabs.
Big piles. Especially the Red Coconut.
They're making big piles of the concrete slab. Especially the Red Coconut. Fort Myers Beach RV Park is still slabs, but Red Coconut, which is on this side, and you see there's mountain. They're making a big mountain of concrete over there, which means that
they're probably not going to make another RV park here.
They're probably not going to make another RV park here.
Big mounds of concrete.
On the right side, there's big mounds of concrete. They're not going to be making a. So the problem is that there are these big sand mounds on the sidewalk. They haven't cleared them for weeks, and they should. Now this is Red Coconut. I would love to buy this. Unfortunately, it's too small for a real estate office. I would need at least double the size.
This place over here, this fresh catch.
And this place over here, this fresh catch. That'd be a fantastic real estate office, but I would need to do a roof. Look at this.
So Junkaroo.
Look at that. Junkaroo.
Gone over there. People are parking over there.
It's gone over there. People are parking over here for free. So this is one of the best areas if you want to park for free right now. Junkaroo. See how many people are parking here? The police come in here and they harass people a little bit, but the owner of Junkaroo is not saying a thing. So it's better that they don't piss them off, because if Junkaroo intends to come back, he wants happy customers to come back. People that appreciated him letting them park there. Now, they used to charge $10 to park here. So, Junkaroo, when they were in business.
It's a matter of time before they sell that. They're
Just a matter of time before they sell that. But they're going to, eventually, you're going to see a chain link fence going around the property there. Because that property is too valuable to allow people to park for free.
This Gulf Westwind on the left-hand side.
This Gulf Westwind on the left-hand side. This is a good investment opportunity too. Concrete staircase fell down, but that's easily put back in.
I can tell you that these buildings were made.
It's got a lot of potential. I can tell you that these buildings were made in the early '60s, so they're made solid.
There's air conditioning on the second floor. Someone's living up there.
There's air conditioning on the second floor.
So
Someone's living up there.
they may have lucked out.
So
Bomb floor is
they may have
wiped
lucked out.
out. And you can see the posts. The
Bomb floor is
concrete
wiped out, that's for sure.
have all,
And you can see the posts, the concrete posts
that are holding up that.
have all, and there's
All the
floor to
posts got
ceiling
wiped out.
jacks that are holding up that. Because all the posts got wiped out.
I'm familiar with those floor to ceiling jacks because I got 4 of them right now holding up my light.
I'm familiar with those floor to ceiling jacks because I got 4 of them right now holding up my light.
3-inch
I still haven't finished doing the welding yet. I need to
Every
get
time I go,
a 3-inch by
either they don't
3-inch
have
metal
them,
piece.
or
And every time I go,
7-Eleven on the left
either
hand
they
side.
don't have them or they're closed or it's another story. This is the 7-Eleven on the left-hand side. Obviously, it's not there anymore. It used to be the Hammerhead
7-Eleven sign.
gym.
Kind of interesting that that's survived.
Just one lone 7-Eleven sign. It's kind of interesting that survived.
I'm only going to go down to.
Alright, we're going to speed it up here.
I'm
I'm
going to go all the way down to.
only going to go down to. Well, I guess I'll go all the way down to.
I'll go down to the Wind Resort.
Whatchamacallit. I'll go down to the Wind Resort.
There's not much more to look at there. They've done a great job cleaning that place up.
The Santini Plaza, there's not much more to look at there. They've done a great job in cleaning that place up. It's almost to the point where they can re-rent it now.
When I see developers building,
The interesting thing is just looking at all the open space. You know, when I see developers building, I know that they had a good insurance company. And that's the amazing thing. See this house on the left-hand side here. They've been working a night and day to fix this place. And they have to do it themselves, so that's why they have the tarp around there to keep the nice and Fort Myers Beach Fire Marshal. I haven't seen too many more red stickers out here, so I think someone probably sued him. And now he's got a cease and desist order from being the criminal that he is. So that's why you don't see that many more red stickers out here. Structure. This guy over here on the left, he's trying his best to fix his house himself too. It's a lot of work. It's just lucky right now it's not raining. No rain in the forecast next week.
Come February, so coming up.
All I can say is that come February, which is coming up like in 2 days, there's a high propensity of fronts swing down here one a week.
Down these buildings, so talking about that open space. Yeah.
All right, so they knock down these buildings. So talking about that open space. Yeah. So.
Hey, look at that.
They're looking at me. That guy shouldn't be here. Sad, all these phones gonna come down. See if that treasure chest is still out there. Oh, they're all down to 1. There used to be 2 here. This is where you get your free food.
Get myself some iceware.
Not that many people come down here. There's a lot of proud people.
Let's have the best stuff over there.
Just get myself some iceware. Let's have the best stuff over there in those coolers.
Alright, here's the spot.
It's the spot. Alright, so yeah, this was the church. They lost a lot of their.
Oh, that was like that.
They had a school back here, so all that was wiped out. See, it's not really a way around this church. Let's go back there. I'm not going to go down just to look for a treasure chest. It's probably full. Go next week. Just want to get back beyond this construction here. Yep. Home's being knocked down. It's sad. These people were building their home across the street here, trying to fix it.
Go for it.
So if they're not on site, these construction crews are going to go for it and knock it down. I mean, they're just on the roof. Oh yeah, I guess there were pylons here. Pylons here. People do park here to go to the beach.
Yeah, the church is not. So if you park on the church property,
again, the church is not going to complain. If you park on the church property,
should be buying up all the property on the right hand side. All the ones that are
the church should be buying up all this property on the right hand side. All these homes, even the ones that are in existence, they don't already own them. Because the church performs a lot of beach weddings.
And it would help the church out.
And beach weddings need a lot of parking. And it would help the church out because they need parking, and it would help the people coming to the beach here. So if you want to own like a food truck and park it close to this church, any one of them properties, the church should buy all of this. So these properties would be good investments if you just wanted to buy the property. With the idea that if you get it cheap enough,
so you have to do your own.
And the church wants to buy it. So you would have to do your own negotiating with the church. But maybe you could buy it and make $100,000, $200,000 just a quick sale like that. That would be a good investment opportunity. If you could buy it with the money down. 100% seller financing, and the church could buy it with cash.
Seller finance. Let's say you get seller finance.
It's almost as if
0%.
If you get seller finance, let's say you get seller finance for 0%, which I doubt, but you still might be able to pull it off. And then the church pays you. Wow, you just got a free loan.
Buy a piece of property.
A free loan that you could use now to buy another piece of property and build on it and actually make a cash flow.
That's what I would do. I would definitely do that.
Of course, what I would do is I would definitely gamble. You don't get in trouble. When you're a gambler, it's sad. You shouldn't gamble. When you're a gambler, you should never gamble more than what you initially intend to lose. And if you win, if you're up by 100% of the amount that you started with, you should always stop gambling.
Take that
and if you're up
off the table,
200%,
never put it back.
For some strangers, you need to take that 100% off the table and in your pocket and never put it back on the table ever.
I like a win-win situation.
One thing I don't like, I don't like gambling. I like a win-win situation. And win-win, our possibilities are always out there. You just have to. When you work, you got to do a good job. Because people pay for good jobs, not sloppy jobs. I had a contractor to come to my house. He performed the job so sloppy. I called him up. I said, "Hey, when are you going to finish the job?" He goes, "Oh, I'm done." I said, "That's not done. You only did about 45%. He goes, "Well, I'm done." I said, "I'll wait." I didn't pay him. He was so angry at me that this sloppy job, he only did 45%. He considers that a job well done. Wow. To stay in business, you got to put in that extra effort. You have to do that 100%. 45% ain't going to cut it. And if his 45% is 100% to him, wow.
He probably graduated from this demented school system that we got.
You're in the court of law. Look at that.
That is absolutely no way he's going to cut it. Even in a court of law, they would look at that and say, that,
I really want to pay him.
you can't file it. He's got to write
I'm
up.
looking at what he did and the job he did.
I really want to pay him
do
to do the
45.
job, but
He did a sloppy.
I'm looking at what he did. And the job he did. He really didn't do 45. He did a sloppy 45. If I take out the sloppiness, he only did about 15%. That what I would call worthy of being paid for.
I would have done a job.
I'm really good at doing screens. I would have done a job far exceptional
I'm an
than
expert. Maybe 100 times better than a
but
contractor.
I'm not a contractor. I'm an expert, maybe 100 times better than a contractor, but I'm not a contractor. I should be.
Practically being some open
Practically being open criminals here. I would be an honest one. It's a sad thing. An honest contractor. Wow, where are you going to find that? Trying to salvage bricks.
Looks like Hamburg after bombing World War II.
This looks like Hamburg after the bombings of World War II.
You gotta be really careful driving down
Nails in the street here too.
Still, you think that they're cleaning
Thing.
stuff up?
You gotta be really careful driving down Fort Myers Beach. There's nails everywhere. Still, you think that they will clean the stuff up? Hell no.
I know it's not open because otherwise it'd be.
So we're coming up to the Publix.
People are driving down here.
I know it's not open because otherwise there'd be a slew of cars going in and out of it. People are driving down here expecting the Publix to be open. They're still sifting sand to the right of me here. But the nice thing is that the doors are up. They don't have the public sign up, the neon sign. The doors are up. They don't have the public sign up, the neon sign, or the outside illuminated sign. They don't have that.
Haven't worked on sprinkler system.
Got some waterproofing.
The lighting.
They haven't worked on sprinkler system or any of the lighting. It's going to take another 2 or 3 more months for this place.
Sound wall fence.
So we have a sound fence, a sound wall fence. It's going to cost them some money. Still looking at another $1 million. We probably already spent $2 million trying to fix the place.
More open space.
Just more open space.
A lot of real estate people making a lot of money right now. They're just transacting the business.
A lot of real estate people making a lot of money right now. They're just transacting the business.
Probably just as much transactions happening, but not listed.
And there's probably just as much transactions happening that are not listed. People are just coming together. People are calling them up, finding a number on the county property appraiser or tax collector, and they're negotiating one-to-one.
A lot of these people don't want this to have anything to do with
A lot of these people don't want to have anything to do with federal financing. They don't want anything to do with real estate contract, title company, property appraiser. They don't want anything to do with that.
They want all cash deals. They want you to go out and look at yourself in the back.
They want all cash deals. They want you to go out, get yourself some cash. Here's another pile of garbage blocking my way. Well, it's too soft for me to drive on top of it.
This is a tennis court that I wanted to buy. Right here. You can see how
This is a tennis court that I wanted to buy. Right here, you can see how
it's
the
been moved like a
tennis court has
like
been.
a bedspread. The water got underneath
It's
it.
been moved like a sheet of like a bedspread. The water got underneath it and just made it
Trying to
flow.
find out who owns this piece of property. Most likely this condominium complex over here.
I'm trying to find out who owns this piece of
Point
property.
south.
Most likely this
So I'm gonna
condominium
have to-
complex over here.
Check point south.
Point south.
See
So
what
I'm
kind
gonna
of,
have to
deal
check
they can
point
throw me.
south out. And see what kind of deal they can throw
Hardly
me.
anybody plays tennis anymore. It's all pickleball.
Hardly anybody plays tennis anymore.
To buy a racket, get it.
It's all
going.
pickleball.
Paddleball
It's just too
racket,
expensive.
that's
Too expensive to
the balls,
to buy a racket, get it
they're a lot
strung.
cheaper than tennis balls. Maybe about
You
1/10
can get a
the
paddleball
price.
racket, that thing lasts forever. I mean, the balls, they're a lot cheaper than tennis balls, maybe about 1/10 the price. But
There's a lot of damage to it.
this property over here on the left-hand side is interesting, but there's a lot of damage to it.
Now, you have to dredge it
And there's
down.
been a lot of sand that's washed away. It's in the canal, so you have to dredge the canal to get it out. This house over here is doomed. You're not going to be able to fix that. It's not going to drive down. There's a nice bicycle hanging up there on the right.
Okay, maybe I will drive down.
I'm not going to drive down here, but there's still a ton of homes that are destroyed here. Okay, maybe I will drive down here. This house on the right, it's going to come down. There's no way you can fix that. I mean, people put tarps up there. They got an American flag hanging outside.
Water heater still. Got potential. But then you put a new $50,000
Water heater still.
Even if you
Ceiling
scrape
fan.
that roof off and put a $12,000.
It's got potential, but you're gonna need to put a new $50,000 roof. I mean, even if you scrape that roof off and put a 12,000 shingle roof on it, it's probably this whole street here. Each house has major problems with it. Even this house here on the right, it's for sale, but it's for sale as is.
The property was damaged.
This house here, see, they're all for sale. And they know because
You're gonna have to when you buy the property,
if the property was damaged more than 50%, it's got to be elevated. So you're going to have to knock these. When you buy these properties, you're buying it just for the property, not for the house. You're going to have to knock the property down.
Hope is gone.
That's another $35,000 minimum. See here on the left, opium is gone. Hope is gone. Hope is gone. These homes are being sold as is. Except for this home on the left. They're making it go. This home survived. See on the left, that home.
This house on the right has the potential. It's got old manufactured windows.
On the right, it's gone. It's got a nice roof. This house on the right has the potential. It's got old manufacturer's windows on
like
it.
that are.
It's got a nice looking roof on it. And more roofs like that are.
That roof is
Well,
still
they were
open.
25,000. Now they're a lot more.
So
So at least you have a starting point with a nice roof. And if that roof is still holding, that's the biggest part of. We just passed a vehicle. I thought this vehicle was just parked here. This is like great shape. This was left here by the flood. You can tell it was left here by the flood because of the way the wheels are impacted.
Perfectly new, but the flood moved
This
this
thing.
thing.
It looks perfectly new.
Probably pushed it out of someone's garage.
It's perfectly new,
That's
but
where it went.
the flood moved this thing.
No one's claimed it.
Probably pushed it out of someone's
It's
garage.
toast show. Water got up
That's
into
where
that
it lay.
vehicle. It ruined electronics.
No one's
This
claimed
one's
it.
at Tucson too. Nice, beautiful view.
It's toast though.
Traffic
If
on it.
water got up into that vehicle, it ruined electronics.
It's 100
Like Tucson too. Nice, beautiful.
Really ain't, I mean, besides
It's got a tow
the
hitch
quarter
package
panel,
on it.
we'll see a little damage.
I like it. It's got hardly any. I mean, besides the quarter panel here, we'll see a little damage.
Damage to it. There's a motorcycle over there. Property.
I don't see much damage to
Hanging
it.
out.
So,
Rusty. Definitely went
there's a
through the
motorcycle over there. Property. It's hanging out.
The way this car looks is that this
Rusty.
car, white car
Definitely
here,
flood.
is Tucson, was in this driveway right here. And there used to be a house here.
The way this car looks is that this car, white car here,
a single car
is
garage
Tucson.
driveway.
Was in this driveway right here.
The car was
And
probably
there used to be a house here,
pushed
obviously.
out of that garage.
And the only thing they kept is this single car garage driveway.
The waves got 10
That
feet
car was
high
probably
because
pushed
the
out of
inside
that
car
garage
floated.
like a boat.
More like a
The
7
waves got 10 more feet high because the air inside that car floated like a floating boat.
Garage doors were
It's more like a submarine. And it just got pushed and pushed and pushed until that's where it got. And the garage doors would have easily been blasted open by that water.
Lucky that a lot of homes
Also, that could be why there's no damage to that car. Just lucky that
So there's a canal on both sides.
a lot of homes in this area held back,
Give
giving up their debris. So there's a canal on both sides of us. Going down the dead end. So I'm going to turn around because
The more the homes that you find, like
usually the closer you get to the farther away you get from the beach,
in this area,
the more the homes have survived. Like I just went up a little bit, up a little tiny slope.
I'm not saying
So
that they
the
survive.
homes up in this area are about 4 feet higher.
It's more advantageous than looking
So,
by a house in the future.
I'm not saying that they survived, but being 4 feet higher over here is more advantageous. So if you're looking to buy a house in the future, you definitely want the highest property you can. Right now, this subdivision that I'm in, this road, it's getting higher as I get closer to the bay. This is weird. All these homes are good values. They're high. And I'm still climbing in elevation. St. Raphael's Episcopal Church. Okay, so there's a church here on the left-hand side. By the looks of it, it's already closed. So that's why this is a highly sought area. The church raised this ground probably about 10 feet here at least. That's not going to stop a 15-foot wave though. But the people who bought in this area definitely lucked out. We're still increasing in elevation. This is interesting.
This looks like the highest elevation.
I have to turn around and go back this way.
On that right now.
I'm still increasing.
Any further
This
forward,
looks like the
we go
highest
down slope.
elevation point right here.
Down slope there.
I'm at right now, the highest elevation.
This is the highest elevation.
Any further forward, we go down slope. That car is down slope there. And then look, this is the highest elevation. This house here must be almost 12 to 15 feet high.
Oh, we got water in the fifth floor.
Did it survive? Oh, we got water in the fifth floor.
We're on a gradual slope.
That church here. Smart. Alright, so we're on a gradual slope now, going downhill. I'm not doing much pedaling, I'm doing coasting. Morning. So you can see this car just went downhill a little bit. Homes up in this area don't look that much beat. You're farther enough away from the beach. Another 5 to 6 feet above those homes. So you're at least 10 to 12 feet above mean high tide. If there was a 12-foot surge, then potentially, it's hard to even imagine, but potentially you could have survived the flood up here. It's hard to imagine. But yeah, you're at least 10 feet above the waterway up here, at least, maybe 12 feet. Now we're going down. I'm not pedaling, I'm going back faster. Yeah, these homes here are at least 5 to 6 feet lower in elevation. Possibly more, maybe 7 to 8 feet. At least the unit is not 8 feet. So 8 feet plus house was the 6 feet right now we're above the canal. It says 14 feet. So, yeah, potentially you could survive. Again, here's the building coming up on the left. I like the roof. Definitely got wiped out inside. All the homes here at Fort Myers Beach at 12-foot surge plus 5 to 7 foot surge. On top of that, we've got 19 feet. All the homes here could have had 19 feet. If it was 19 feet, the place where I was just at, even if they were at 15 feet, they got 4 feet of water. Again, I don't foresee another storm like this hitting Fort Myers Beach for 50 more years.
Of course, the last one will be twice.
Now watch this year. Watch like 4 storms hit us. Four Hurricane Ians, one right after another, and of course the last one will be twice as big as Hurricane Ian and have like 30-foot surf and just wipe out everything, including the big concrete buildings and the bridge and the bridges, I should say. Wow. They were very systematic, and they were charged. Some of these people are gawking. They're looking at real estate to buy. The economy right now up north is not doing good. California, especially, horrible. IBM here is doing horrible. This is just the first round of layoffs. The sad thing about it is that it wasn't the economy that was doing good. It's just that there's a lot of money being stolen out of U.S. Treasury and given to these companies to make it look like that all was well. But in actuality, we all know Donald Trump won the election. We all know that. And I'm not saying that Donald Trump would have, we would have had a miraculous recovery. What I am saying is that America needs to go back to its roots. We have to have less taxes, less laws,
so you should not have occupational licenses.
less reliance on government, more individual reliance. So you should not have occupational licenses. That should be the right of an individual to live.
Training to be a doctor.
You don't have to have an occupational license to work. I mean, you shouldn't have to have training to be a doctor per se. You just open up a medical practice. I mean, practicing physicians, they treat people just as good, if not better, than doctors. They don't have their licenses. They just practice. Just the whole system is flawed. This layer and layer of nanny state equals communism.
Them all.
So you need to get rid of this whole nanny state stuff.
Sorry to say, but
all these departments
Security, Medicare, Medicaid,
in the federal government need to get rid of them all.
All of that has to be gone.
Sorry to say, but you need to get rid of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps. All of that has to be gone. And this debt, whoever spent all this debt or gave all this money to
people in the White House gave
Ukraine, the Americans don't owe it. It's the people who gave it to Ukraine owe it. So if the people in the White House gave the money, they are the ones who owe the entirety of it, not the American people. We shouldn't be forced to pay for someone else's greed. Shouldn't be greed. The White House, they should have people like Trump in there, and they should be helping the Americans. Again, America first, America last, unless you're a criminal.
And I've noticed that when I say something and I see money on the ground,
go on that forever.
that means an angel was looking over my shoulder and said, you know what?
And I've noticed that when I say something and I see money on the ground, that means an angel was looking over my shoulder and said, you know what? I'm paying you. I'm paying you for saying that. Now, I'm not saying this is a dime. Oh, darn it. I usually only stop for quarters. But since I've already stopped, I had to pick it up. It's terrible.
Okay, so food trucks right now are the
All right. Where was it? Business outlets. Okay, so food trucks right now are the in game. So look at these places on the left hand side and the right hand side. These are all coming down. This is the type of building material that Home Depot trucks in. You see these floor joists here? You see how they're put in like that? Every like 1 foot
drops down. That's what happens over time.
Well,
eventually,
You see, like here, the floor bows a little bit as it drops down.
Humidity gets in there,
That's what happens
and
over
the wood
time.
sucks it up, and it,
Eventually,
it bends
moisture
like that, 'cause that's what
from rain, from high humidity
wood,
gets
when it
in there,
moisture in there, that's what it
and the
does.
wood sucks it up, and it bends like that because that's what
These homes
wood
go
when
up
it gets
fast,
moisture in there, that's what it
quick
does.
and dirty.
So
Now,
anyway,
that's the,
these homes go up fast.
they allow these
quick and
places
dirty.
to live. But Fort Myers
Now,
Beach
all
Fire
these
Marshal,
places
they're
have to-
definitely getting I'm not saying
They allow these places to
I'm all
live.
for people
Fort Myers
living
Beach Fire
wherever-
Marshal,
wherever
he's
they want to
getting,
live. I'm all for that.
I mean, I'm not saying they should tear them down. I'm all for people living in wherever they want to live. I'm all for that. America shouldn't be sanitized.
I don't think there should be income tax either.
People can only afford to live in places like that. Let them live in that. And I don't think there should be income tax either. I don't think that's right. This home here, look at some of these homes here on the right hand side. Again, more and more of these homes. This home's got to come down. This home here, it's lost some supports on the left hand side. That's coming down. This home, they were fixing it on the left hand side. Looks like they're building a garage. Oh, it stinks. This is gonna survive. It's pretty dank. This is the Mid Island laundromat and car wash. In fact, this is as far as I'm going down. I'm not going all the way down to what's his name. We'll go all the way down to the old Holiday Inn.
Real estate had their office.
Now it's the Wynn Hotel.
Now this could be
So this is where Tri-County Real Estate had their office, where this big mound of sand is. Now this could be the new building code says you have to build your building up to 12 feet. They could potentially be doing that with this mound of sand.
I would love to buy any of this.
But commercial property on the island is very limited. So I would love to buy any of this. Any of this property here, I would love it.
That's nice to go.
So I'm going to have to call them up and find out what the deal is. That's nice fill that they have there. And I see that they're starting to scoop some of that fill up.
I wouldn't mind that. That stuff breaks down in about 10 years.
See, if I had property here, even these concrete slabs, this is good fill. I wouldn't mind that. That stuff breaks down in about 20 years. See if there's a beach access on the right-hand side. See all this private property again. It's the contractors are taking these places over.
I wouldn't make it
Access right there.
I'd probably make it to about
Walk it.
I'm testing the tires right now.
One is the soft sand.
Back here.
I would make it. Let's see, this sand I would probably make it to about. I'm testing the tires right now. Not to about here. Looking at how deep the tire goes in and how deep the footprints are right around here. Let's see. If I had a 4-inch thick tire, but I only got the 2 3/4, so too much.
That's the thing, they're scraping and then they're cleaning it.
See, they're still putting sand on the beach. They're scraping it from the inland.
They should,
That's the thing, they're scraping it and then they're cleaning it. And then they're dumping the clean sand on the beach. For me, that doesn't make any sense.
Staircase here
They should,
leads down into the abyss.
let's see. This is tricky here. Wow, look at that. There's a staircase here. It leads down into.
That's the thing, you want to look for
The
something.
abyss.
If you're buying property, you want property with a nice break wall.
This is nice.
This survives.
Break wall.
This concrete.
That's the thing. You want to look for something like this. If you're buying property, You want property with a nice break wall like this. This survived. This concrete is built 2 feet thick here. This
So they got
survived
their money's worth when they paid
the amount of
putting this in 20 years ago.
devastation.
Did a great job.
So this was made well. So they got their money's worth when
Yeah.
they paid the $20,000 putting this in 20 years ago. They did a great job. Let's see, can I get through here?
If you are a homeowner, it doesn't take long for you to. It takes you maybe half an hour to fill up some of these holes. So you can see.
If you are a homeowner, it doesn't take long for you. It takes you maybe half an hour to fill up some of these holes.
20 years ago.
But you can see,
Now you have a beach.
you know, the
that's going
old
out
beach
50
used to
yards.
have to walk down.
And
That
6
was,
feet higher. So
20 years ago.
fantastic.
Now you have
They'll
beaches
take
going out 50 yards.
even
And 6
even
feet
a
higher.
small tropical storm wouldn't be able to move this.
That's fantastic.
Ian was Hurricane Ian was 3 times bigger than Hurricane Charlie.
Even a small tropical
Hurricane Ian
storm wouldn't be able to move this.
Almost twice
Ian
as big
was
as Hurricane Irma.
Hurricane Ian was 3 times bigger than Hurricane Charlie. Hurricane Ian was almost twice as big as Hurricane Irma.
Wind shear at 140 mile per hour northern wind shear.
A little more than twice as big than Wilma. Wilma had
Moving like a
amazing
freight train.
wind shear at 140 mile per hour northern
So
wind
it
shear.
looks like we're at a mid tide here. It's not high tide, not
It
low
was
tide,
moving
but
like a freight train.
the tide is low enough, exposing enough of this flat
Alright,
beach.
so it looks like we're at
It looks like it's
mid tide here.
beautiful bike ride.
It's not high tide, not low
Back north.
tide, but the tide is low enough, exposing enough of this flat beach.
Shells are exposed.
It looks like it's going to be a
Right
beautiful
here, guys,
bike ride.
bend me over. This is
Back
where the
north.
big seashells are. Anytime you see color,
So we'll do some showing
color
too.
here,
The shells are exposed. See right here, the guys bend me over. This is where all the good seashells are. Anytime you see color, you see color here.
layer of shells.
Find the best seashells.
Actually, over this way, the full shell, the one that air
So
cells.
there's another layer of shells.
Whereas on the right side,
Usually over in this area, you're going to get the full shells, the ones that have air inside of them. So they roll a little bit.
Fall out in the tide.
Whereas on the right side, it's going to be the heavier shells. And you see the pin shells, some of these clam shells, it's too heavy. So they fall out in the tide first. So you'll see the heart cockles over there. The stuff that floats, I can see some heart cockle shells over here. They probably floated a little bit.
Yeah, look at
They're
the
like
alphabet
boats.
cone, Genonia. Nice big shark
I
eye.
saw a fighting conch there. Yeah, I'm looking for alphabet cone, Genonia,
I was thinking about there's a craft there up
nice big shark's eye, or a big cat's eye. Big, I'll stop and grab those. I was thinking about there's a craft fair up in Punta Gorda on Sundays.
Back 40 years ago,
And if I could make like shell,
people would buy them. 10, 20 bucks a piece.
who buys those things? That's the real question. You know?
Back then, it was
I mean, back 40 years ago, if you could make shell crafts, people would buy them. 10, 20 bucks a piece, no problem. Now, 20 bucks back then is worth 80 bucks and nobody's gonna buy it.
People didn't have cell phones 40 years ago.
Hello. It's a different day and age when people didn't have cell phones 40 years ago.
And now, if you have a cell phone, you record all your
They had
memories on
expensive
your phone.
computers, but they didn't have cell
Why
phones.
buy a memory? You just record.
And now you have a cell phone, you record all your memories on your phone. So why buy a memory, a seashell, when you just record seashelling
You
it?
have a
It's easy to take with you. It's not like an anchor. That's where people have gotten these days. It's only like if you have to live in a place for an extended period of time, and maybe you need a functional shell lamp. Shell lamps, I still see people buying because it reminds me of the beach. If they're living somewhere like New York City, they have to have a lamp. Of course, nowadays it's all LED, right? So it's even less of a need. But you know what? If you have a shell table or something, I can see that. But still, people are not going to be paying $1,000 like they used to for a shell table.
I noticed that when
Now, there's one thing about coconuts. I saw a guy rolling a coconut. I have 2 coconut trees in my front yard, and I've noticed that when coconuts are exposed to salt water, they germinate. So anything seems to, even salt water, the seeds germinate. So I have to put citrus seeds like lemon or orange tree seeds. They need iron. They need sulfur or some good brackish groundwater. Dab of salt helps out. Just a tiny little dab. That's what dries out and cracks the husk of the seed, and it causes that life to germinate. I noticed that because I have a grapefruit tree growing outside of my house. And I've been giving it a lot of rusty iron nails and screws. It loves to germinate. But I had put 2 handfuls of seeds at the base of the tree. And only 3 seeds had germinated. After the Great Flood, with all that salty brackish water, all the seeds at the base of that tree germinated. So sometimes they take 5 or 6 years after you plant the tree. In this case, it may have been 12 years. But they germinate. Now I have 12 little plants growing. And of course they love the iron and all the other stuff I'm throwing on there. I'm putting a lot of fertilizer, high in nitrogen, sulfur, and of course iron. Those 3 things plants love, trees love. So that's an easy way to keep your trees strong and healthy and grow fast. And that's what you want. You want trees to be able to grow fast and produce fruit as soon as possible. And lemon trees take only 5 years to do that. In 5 years, a lemon tree can go from a seed to a tree 20 feet tall, producing 200 to 300 lemons the first year. All the other trees take more time, but as long as you give them the amount of iron, sulfur, and nitrogen, then that's what they need. Coconut right at me. I don't have to move too much seashells. I think this area is a little more groomed. It's a little soft. It's a little soft. The other area that driving over too many seashells, and I don't want to risk punching the tire. I don't mind driving on sand per se. Softer seashells. So yeah, here's where they're cleansing the sand. They're separating the debris from the sand. They're dumping that sand on the beach. It's kind of nice. So you can see that they're piling up against the seawalls. Nice thing to do. These hotels, you have to buy that sand from someone. Any of these properties on the beach. If these hotels withstood Hurricane Ian, rest assured they'll stay up against any storm. And Hurricane Ian, that was a monster. Hurricane Ian was as big as Hurricane Donna, as big as Hurricane Katrina.
South to north.
You would say Hurricane Katrina was worse because that's only because Hurricane Katrina was coming south to north. And if you were in Louisiana, you got hit with that full fury coming right at you. Whereas Hurricane Ian was a glancing blow. But if Hurricane Ian was coming right at you, it would have been just as bad, if not worse. The sad thing is that I don't want anyone to suffer any type of damage, including myself. I sustained damage.
Stayed at 10 to 12 miles per hour. There was a little cold front that came down.
If the storm had stayed on its trajectory and stayed at 10 to 12 miles per hour, there was a little cold front that came down that
same speed.
just enough
At 10 o'clock in the
to
morning.
cause the hurricane to delay itself about 8 hours.
Low tide.
If it had been moving at
low tide,
same
that would have been
speed,
brought down to 60.
by 10 o'clock in the morning, it would have been north of our area. It was low tide. Storm surge would have been 8 feet, but at low tide, that would have been brought down to 6 feet.
Off the beach would have been almost nothing.
Hello?
But
It would have been a lot less devastation. Off the beach would have been almost nothing.
12 hours.
But because that little cool front came and caused the hurricane to basically stop in its tracks for 8 to 12 hours.
So if you have a boat,
That's the problem.
you can go and make a free boat out of it.
So again, if you have a boat, like a pontoon boat, you want to make a food boat out of it.
People got that idea, you know. All the shell shops, all the shell shops got wiped out, so they don't have to.
A lot of good shells have been picked up. People got that idea, you know. All the shell shops, all the surf shops got wiped out, so they're going to have to, it's a nice big olive shell. They're going to have to restock them with t-shirts and sunblock and all this other kind of stuff you need. Oh, there's a nice angel wing. Let me show you the angel wing. This is actually a rare shell. It doesn't look rare, but it is. Now, for some reason, it looked like it was broken.
This shell,
They're very fragile shells. So watch, I can't find it now.
it's got a little
See,
bit
go
of
here.
obviously it's missing the other golden portion, but this is actually a good find. This
So
will
this
drop a
shell,
little bit of vinegar that'll come right off.
That is an angel wing.
But
It's
this is
got a little
very
damage there.
fragile shell. Just
Obviously,
like
it's
a piece
missing
too
the
hard,
other
it'll break.
golden
There's a little chip
portion.
there.
But this is actually a good find. This
But
comes off a little bit of
overall,
vinegar
that's a
that'll
good
come right
shell.
off these little
Back
barnacles.
in the late 60s,
But
early
this is a very
70s, this would be $1.
fragile shell. If I squeeze it too hard, it'll break. There's a little chip there.
Today's money, that's $10.
But overall, that's a
It's
good
just
shell.
amazing how much
And
more money
back in
buying
the
power
late
America
60s,
had
early 70s, this would
back
be
in the 60s,
$1
because
in
we
a
were all
shell factory.
manufacturing, you know?
This
We had a
would be
government that
$1.
was
Today's money,
looking
that's
out for
$10.
America.
So it's just amazing how much more money, buying power, America's had back in the 60s. Because we had all manufacturing. You know, we had a government that was
we're getting back
looking
to
out
the
for
shell area.
America.
I've noticed that. Right around where Publix is,
Unfortunately, we don't have one
and
now.
north. That's where a lot of the best shells are. Obviously, of course, we get the Centerville, better the seashell gets.
So yeah, we're getting back to the shell area. I've noticed that right around where Publix is and north. That's where a lot of the best shells are. Obviously, the closer you get to Sanibel, the better the seashell gets. Sanibel has the best seashell. You can't wait till they open the beaches up in Sanibel. Pick up the ante unless I see a nice shell. I'm starting to see a lot of shells though. Passing by a lot of conchs, a lot of left-handed whelks.
Shells from that, 10 shells and hard tacos. Those you need to make them. Like little pelicans.
I mean, all the shells you can make. Shell stuff, pen shells and hard tacos. Those you need just to make things. To make little pelicans. You could use the Florida arch shell. That's the most common shell. It's not like anything. You find that everywhere. It's the most ancient shell there is. That's still kind of cool shell for projects and stuff like that. It's one of the. It's an easy shell to find a lot of in the same size. You also have a shell called the elephant's ear, which looks like a white shell, but it's a very fragile shell. It looks like a clam shell, but it's really fragile. It's an elephant's ear. Gotta be careful. I'm riding over pen shells. They have little sharp spikes on them. They easily puncture my tire. Be really careful. We need to get Kevlar tires. The problem with Kevlar tires is that they're very slick. So if I'm riding in a slightly wet area, they could really lose traction, even if they got traction built into the traction built into the tire. I noticed this area of the beach is open up again. And there's people there, so I have to change my
This cell tower here, 5 square feet.
Nice. So coming up near the old Red Coconut RV Park, I can see this cell tower here. It marks where it used to be. Cell tower was just south of it. There's jumperoos in the same vicinity. At least I'm seeing people in water. That's a good sign. It's a warm day today. It was 73 degrees this morning. It must be at least 85 degrees out right now. That's pretty good for January 28th, 29th. The water temperature here is probably about 75. So it is kind of chilly a little bit, but not seriously chilly. Probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Temperature is almost 80. And with the cool breezes, you're going to find the temperature is 75. Yeah, there's a lot of people, so yeah, we are at Jumperoos. Again, I don't know why people park there, because there's no bathrooms and there's no food. So if you had a food truck here with some bathrooms, you would be making money. So this would be a good investment opportunity. You buy this area. Thank you. Well, these people use your bathroom, but they also be buying your food and your ice cream and your drinks. They're just saying here because it's free parking, but you know what? They say $20 in free parking, they'll spend $20 in food. So that's another way of looking at it. Temple, look at this. This is a beautiful place on the beach. Material. Very little seashells. It's nice and flat. The tide was just here, so all the air is I do see some little inlet ripples that I have to be careful of. They're really hard to hit. What's that? I only see a couple people bicycling on the beach. Fort Myers beach bicycle. This is a big thing. They need to get some. Here's 4 pelicans. They're all fishing together. That's really cool. These little brothers. Family attachment. Ooh. That went in. Usually when one guy goes in, the rest of them go in. They're practicing how to dive. I see these pelicans. I'm still not 100% sure how to dive, but they're fascinated themselves because they can fly in place like airplanes. So that's what's going on with pelicans. They're almost happy to be alive. Big wingspans. There's no other competition. There's no boats fishing really. We only have a couple of boats out there. The fish are proliferating beyond belief. Everything. The shrimp boats were all destroyed. We had a couple shrimp boats going out. So fishing is just awesome out there. It only takes like 3 or 4 weeks for a fish to go from depth to nice decent size. There's tons of stuff to eat in this area. There's tons of seaweed out there, tons of coral, tons of everything. Incubator for seashells and for fish. All the debris, the cars, including all the stuff that was people carried out to sea when Hurricane Ian passed. And the tide that rolled in had to roll back out. And it took all the debris, the cars, people, all the habitat, and all the food that fish love to chew on. From crustaceans up to the food chain. It looks like they fixed their lower floor. That was damaged. See that their first floor above the ground floor looks like it was redone. say they're about 1 month away from the general reopening. We have to redo the pool though.
People are saying that they're upset to see a bicycle. What is the bicycle doing? They're upset because they lost their view for a microsecond.
Some people are upset. I don't know why these people are. They're upset to see a bicycle on the beach. What does the bicycle do? Nothing. But it upsets them because it blocks their view for a microsecond. I don't understand that. People walking by doesn't. The bicycle does.
That roof is dropping more by more every week. So people are,
People
that whole
looking at
place
this
has to come
piece
down.
collapse with them.
They,
It's a bad angle.
it looks like they started working on that.
This collapsing more by more.
There's pavers there. They're collecting the pavers. Like
That whole place has to come down. They, it looks like they started working on that and renovating it, but
Diamond Head to buy that land.
there's pavers there. They're collecting the pavers like they're going to fix it.
That would be a good business opportunity. If you wanted to buy some land, buying property
Nice
right
thing would be
next
for
to
Diamond
Diamond
Head to
Head
buy
right
that
there,
land.
and right
Build
over
a
here,
second Diamond Head.
you're looking at a
That
good
would be
potential
a
buyout.
business opportunity.
Especially if they legalize
If
gambling.
you want to buy some
They legalize
land,
gambling
buy
here.
property right
Wow,
next to
Diamond Head
Diamond
to buy
Head
that.
there. Potential buyout. Especially if they legalize gambling. Legalize gambling here. Wow, Diamond Head would buy that forever. Some more people in Florida. It's a good sign.
I don't see that much color here, so I know there's more people on the beach picking up seashells, so. Still, I mean, seashells.
I don't see that much color here, so I know there's more people on the beach picking up seashells, so still, the beach is big. A lot of people, I'd say about 70% of people like myself will walk right over a seashell and try and pick it up. Those seashells are worth like $20 a piece, which they're not. They were. And if U.S. currency becomes worthless, if people start trading in seashells again, yes.
So you potentially have 3 spots at the park, although it's getting smaller every day.
Here's that beach restaurant, Fort Myers Beach. This is the new happy place. So you potentially have 3 spots at the park, although it's getting smaller every day because the landowners are starting to put parking fees on their property and starting to accommodate right away parking too. They used to be free. It's not good, but they're doing it. And right here, that's what this place is. Right here. Across from the is all of it. I forget that wall. I think it was the Seaford house has got a camper right on the beach there. So beach harbors. Again, this beach is out another 30 yards, 2 feet higher too. I doubt there'll be another hurricane to affect this beach. This beach has had, now one place that has not been hit in the last couple of years is Pensacola. So people are moving up to Pensacola and Gainesville because they think hurricane's not going to hit them. They've been lucky. Miami's been lucky. So those are the next areas I'll be hitting. See, people are parking here, but there's no bathrooms. So there's a problem. There's no food, there's no 7-Eleven, there's no bathrooms. guys doing what they can. It's good work there. Yeah, there's no bathrooms. There's no 7-Eleven. I see no beach vendors. That's the sad thing. All that. Beach vendors, hot dog carts, wagons. People want to buy ice cream and soft drinks. There's no ice cream and soft drinks and no bathrooms. Right now. Just got to put a little sunblock on. Have a nice umbrella to shade you. And you'll be out. Solar powered battery charge. This hot sun. Making good money. The nice thing is that if you had like a place to park your boat, and if your boat has some kind of solar powered battery charger, you could have a solar freezer out there with a lot of your stock. You just go out to the boat, pick up some more ice cream, put it back in your cart, and wheel it. So that would be ideal. You can restore yourself, and then you need to leave at the end of the day if the tide goes out. Take off. Push your ice cream cart onto your boat, strap it on there, or get some kind of like a little winch or a little crane to haul it onto your boat, and then take off. If it's solar powered, that'd be awesome. Alright, so we got Margaritaville on the right hand side. So again, people are parking here, but there's no food, there's no 7-Eleven. There's no Times Square does have 1 or 2 bottle parties, but the real positive they ain't going to be servicing all these people. You know, there's no free bathrooms. There's no Dairy Queen here. Everyone will see some Dairy Queen bathrooms. And then Lynn Hall Park, everyone needs those bathrooms. Those bathrooms are out of order. So people have to go to the bathroom. They're in trouble. They have to go to Walmart. God hates all workers of any holy kingdom, or you're going to be in hell. Born again? Oh, boy.
Folks, you're either going to be with God forever,
You know what? It seems like
in eternity, in glory, in a holy kingdom, or you're going to be in hell, where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth.
You know what? It seems like an Antifa shoot-off. You know, people don't want to do that shit at the beach. They're here to relax. Those people are whiners over there. So you can see Senegal over here on the left. That's good on the left. I don't think it's those people are all cool. I've never seen political people like that before on the beach. That's really annoying. I mean, I don't think they should be banned, but those people are all kooks. These people are trying to relax and enjoy themselves to get away from it, and then you have these people trying to be in their face again. Complete idiots. So there's just these they're complete idiots. They want to ruin everyone else's good time, so have to pull stupid shit like that. Accessibility up to it, so Americans around and back. That's why people like, when you see concentrations of people on the way out a little further, accessibility up here, so you may have to turn around and come back. That's why I see how much, when you see concentrations of people on the beach, then you know that resort is open, or at least there's parking that's open. I don't see people there. I see people walking, but they're just doing that mile walk down the bottom, which pass and turn around. So I'm going to turn around myself. I don't see any real accessibility. Yeah, bicycle needs to wind against the side. There's going to be wind against the microphone. Look at that water, how sparkling it is.
Friend of mine down here does that too. I love doing outdoor work.
Gorgeous day out, exercise, doing anything actually. I was doing work around the house this morning, it was gorgeous. I love doing outdoor work. A friend of mine down the street does that too. I love doing outdoor work. Indoor work. I do it. Vacuum, I dust. It's not as fun as doing outdoor work. Yeah, this Hall Park bathrooms, the roofs are totally banged. The staircases, they're made out of concrete.
All the electrical wiped out.
The guardrails are completely wiped out or mangled. It's going to take at least, the bathrooms have to be totally destroyed, the walls are caved in, all the electrical is wiped out.
People be running out and going to the tank.
I'm telling you, but if you have an ice cream truck here, people will be running after you with money, cash. And that's all you take, cash. So, no, we don't take credit cards, take cash. Alright, so we're going to exit the beach here because this is accessibility. So you can see this, the handrails on this part here.
All those wooden, whatever that was. Actually, the street looks better with all those done. All those
Hall Park.
done.
And all those,
Here, there's one whole park. There's some photo parties
those
here.
wooden,
3 photo parties.
whatever that was.
Convention station. We got 4 more photo parties
Actually, this
there.
beach looks better with all those.
That's the reason why they come this
All
area.
those restrictions.
So here's the guy with the
I see
prowler.
here, there's Hall Park, we got some portal parties here. 3 portal parties
Not
plus
prowler.
convention station. We got 4 more portal parties there, so that's the reason why they come this area. Look, here's some guy with a prowler. Wow. It's not a prowler, this is a Can-Am truck. I don't know how he came up here, it said road closed.
It's a matter of time.
I guess
That's
insane.
But if you can get a food truck in here, that should be the best business experience. Food truck with a whole bunch of photo parties.
It's just a matter of time before Kilwins comes back in with a food truck. You know, they're probably negotiating it right now. But if you can get a food truck in here, that would be the best business opportunity.
Food truck with a whole bunch of photo parties, and then go big.
So anytime you see a chain link fence, they're rebuilding it. So there's a chain link fence around Mango Bay here.
So business right now.
Tropical Sunset, they have fire there. It's sad though because their sign almost completely survived.
There's no restaurant. So this people sign, the closest thing you got to a restaurant.
Any business right now, any business that opens is valuable because there's so many people parking here and there's no restaurant. So this Yucatan is the closest thing you got to a restaurant. This thing is raking in at the moment. And they're only half open. Food and beer. They're renovating us a restaurant. Bristol, they're doing a fantastic job. All these places need to be open right away. Because there was we're heading into spring break, and the next month that comes, spring break we start. These places have to be open for spring break.
Second half of February,
People are going to want to drink and eat, and you have to have a hotel that's open too. So right now, if you want to get in on Fort Myers Beach, the second half of February and the whole month of March is making or breaking for the entire year. So you have basically to buy now into Fort Myers Beach. So yeah, if you can buy an existing business like a turnkey and open that up, that's even better. You'd be paying top dollar for it. getting this front rate crowd. So, like on the right hand side, this harbor house at the end. I know the ground floor is wiped out, but it says commercial property for lease.
That's a big restaurant.
Probably just leasing the rooms, but here, Yo Taco World Headquarters is here on the ground floor. That's amazing. There's Matanzas Pass. That's a great restaurant, but they're still fixing that place. They haven't built up here yet.
They do a good job fixing this place up.
I always go down this road. I'll go straight this time. There's not much more down here. I mean, they did a great job fixing this place up.
Right hand side here is all place.
Left hand side. There's still a lot of work to be done. They're really getting the town. Well, everything on the right hand side here is all the lighthouse. The lighthouse resort. So all this property, see the sun deck and everything, that's all owned now by the lighthouse.
Knock down this whole property and build brand new structures. You can get federal assistance dollars.
Buy up all the property, you know. If their insurance were to pay them, they could knock down this old property and build brand new structures.
Still,
You can get federal assistance dollars to help them out. See, it's open. Nice big sign says they're open, although it's hard to see them now with Margaritaville blocking the couch, blocking their view. Still, they're open. Margaritaville's not open. Spring break's coming up, and this is making or breaking. This under the Tiki Lounge here. It's crowded right now. This will be about 50 people in there drinking. Looks like the sample pool's open or not. I don't. Well, maybe I do. I do see like a little barrier to get into the pool. It's like one little tape ribbon. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Oh, thank you.
now I've known the videotape this bicycle ride.
All right, heading off the island.
My Samsung
That's an awesome
A32
bicycle ride.
cell
Awesome.
phone camera, and also
Now, I filmed a videotape this bicycle ride using two different videos. My Samsung A32 cell phone camera, and also
the audio
a
is not there. So
bullet camera
if I do put
4K
videos out,
action
one of them
cam.
will have perfect video.
Now, the action cam is
Terrible
disappointed
audio,
because
fix it.
I'm disappointed
The other
because
one has
the audio
Just okay
is
video.
not there.
very
So
But I
if
might
I do
merge
put
the two
both
audios
videos
together
out,
from the
one of them will have
my,
perfect
Samsung
video
A32.
and terrible audio if they don't fix it. The other one has just okay video and great audio.
After doing some
But I might
research,
merge the two audios
the
together
Google
from
Pixel 7
from my
has the
Samsung
best motion
A32.
camera on a cell phone.
But
So the next camera I
I've
get,
come to the conclusion that after doing some
try that
research,
now,
the Google
I like
Pixel
Samsung
7
because of the,
has the best
quadraphonic
motion
audio.
camera on a cell phone.
We'll see.
So the next camera I get, I'm going to try that out. Now, I like Samsung because of the quadraphonic audio.
Camera at higher speeds.
So
That would be fantastic.
we'll see. If Samsung can fix their camera so that it allows action camera at higher speeds.
So these are the big trucks taking the stuff off the island.
See, these are the big trucks taking the stuff off the island.
That sound was a car tire going over a nail. That car tried to pop.
Oh,
So
that sound.
I recognize that sound.
That sound was
I've been fixing so many car tires lately.
car tire going over a nail.
I don't mean bicycle
That car
tires, I
sound
mean
just
car
popped.
tires. I had to fix them
Sad.
yesterday.
I recognize that sound. I've been fixing so many car tires lately, especially my own.
Too far away from my
I don't
house.
mean bicycle tires, I mean car tires. I fixed one yesterday. Big ugly nail.
We want to give up any garage tires.
Had interesting, but all the shuffleboard courts survived the flood made out of concrete, reinforced concrete with the gypsum.
Next weekend I'm going to take a trip up to West Palm. Just pick up a few things there somewhere. It's just another net.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. I think next weekend I'm going to take a trip up to West Palm. So we'll check out the beach.